Hello， 大家好，欢迎回来，我是小西。上一次视频播出之后呢，有些宝宝跟我反馈，想听一下美国这边真实的情况。那今天呢，我就有请到了我一个非常要好的朋友 Brittani， 然后他呢也是这一次黑人运动的一个发起者和代表者。那我今天呢会跟他进行一个小小的连线，然后让他讲一下他那边的情况，还有他对整个事件的看法，以及现在的游行到了哪一个阶段。如果你感兴趣的话，那就往下看吧。Like from your perspective, like what do you think the whole thing just happened?
I don't believe that it just happened. I believe it is a buildup, like it's a buildup of events that have consistently happened that everyone has just swept under the rug, or we've had protests and nothing has changed. And I feel like everyone is now like, you know what, we need a change. We need to have policies and laws in place to stop the police brutality, to stop the injustices that are happening against people of color. We just can't continue to have all this stuff happening. And yeah.
Do you think this time is different than before?
This has been happening, I want to say it's going on like the 12th day. And people are actually unified. People are still out there marching. Everyone has time on their hands because they're able to work from home. So they're able to actually have a voice and be out and get to the streets and make it known that, you know what, we have to fight for our equality. The movement Black Lives Matter doesn't mean that we're saying no other lives matter. We're not saying that only Black Lives Matter. We're saying that we need to all see each other equally. We all need to be treated equally, and we all need just balance.
Because in the beginning of the protest it's really peaceful, but it turns out a little bit violent. How do you think this, like, the things happening?
So there are multiple layers of that. The people out there protesting are protesting. So we have to remember there's a difference between protesters and looters. Looters are specifically out there targeting stores to go in there and steal. Protesters are out there peacefully marching. It's sad that this is happening, but looters are looting. Protesters are protesting. There are people purposely trying to tear down the meaning of this movement and trying to make it seem like it is something that is harmful, that is anti-police, that is against unity, where that's not the purpose. We're not saying we're anti-police. We're saying we need to be able to trust police and be protected by police. So there's a difference between like protesters, looters, and rioters.
Yeah. Do you need any protection when you go to like protest?
Of course. It's funny because yesterday they had a huge Hollywood protest, and they said the requirements to even come out and protest was you need to wear either goggles or some type of like covering on your eyes. On top of, you need a mask. You need to like make sure that you're protected and not just putting a bandana around your face. You need an actual mask out there. So people are taking the steps of avoiding COVID, and they are well aware that this is still a pandemic going on. I feel like protests are going to continue, and people are not really paying attention to COVID because they're risking their lives to get equality. And they know that even though COVID like is very deadly, police brutality is very deadly. Injustice, like racial injustice, is deadly. Like all of these other things are deadly. So they're like, you know what, we need to risk our lives for this. So our generation, I feel like because everyone is not on the same accord. So I feel like with our generation, we just have to keep educating everyone of what's going on so that they can understand why people are protesting, why people are continuously posting. Don't listen to what your parents have said. Don't listen to what your grandparents have said. Actually go out, educate yourself, know what's going on yourself. And then from there, coming up with your own opinion of what is happening. On top of just changing within. Changing the stereotypes that everyone has of each other. Like, we cannot think that all Black people are horrible people. We can't think that all white people are racist, because no, not all Black people are horrible people. Not all white people are racist. That's not what's going on. We need to take down stereotypes throughout the world. We need to take down and tear down those walls that have been built of how people look at each other. Protesting is done. I'm actually hoping that we see a change happen. That's what I really, really, really want to happen. Is I want to see a change throughout the world, not just the United States. There needs to be a change for every single country, not just the US. It needs to be a change in the UK. There needs to be a change in Ireland, or there needs to be a change in Russia. There needs to be a change in China. There needs to be a change in Japan. Like, there needs to be a change of how darker skin complected people are treated. Yeah, we just want equality.
好了，那这期的视频就到这里，希望你喜欢，希望这期的视频可以给你一个新的角度看待这个问题。如果你喜欢这个视频的话，别忘了关注我、点赞和评论哦。如果你想让我做其他任何内容，也可以在下面留言给我。我是小西，关注我，每周都有新惊喜。我们下周再见，拜拜。